we live?
Yes, sir.
I'm nervous.
Shut up.
Okay.
Hi.
Right. Hi.
Am I still bassy?
All right, let's make this snappy. Episode 1, 7. Episode 2, 2. Okay, we're done. See you guys later.
Jesus. So much for our plans.
Fine. Jensen wishes to plug. Apparently, Red Dragons Radio.
Oh, yes.
Why are we doing plugs?
No, he doesn't have to do that
Oh,
anymore.
we're kidding. Okay.
I don't
Sorry.
have to do that anymore?
No,
Why?
I didn't want you to have a problem with it.
Wait, what?
No idea.
Have a problem with it.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW, the Twilight Zone review. I'm the psychotic break of Phoenix West, joined by Frank Lynx, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. This is episode 180 of the podcast and episode 5 of season 2 of the Twitter Zone. The episode is titled Among the Untrodden. It debuted June 25th, 2020. Let's listen as these dildos over-explain everything. Let our stupid podcast begin in 3, 2, 1.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
High school. It's a period that for most of us already feels like a waking nightmare. One in which we're lost in a maze, searching for ourselves. But what if, during this precarious phase of our development, you introduced a set of extraordinary powers? That's all it will take to send the student body of St. Mary's boarding school on a harrowing field trip to the Twilight Zone.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone review episode something. I forgot what I said. I'm Phoenix West.
Thanks.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
And Adam Wilcox.
Welcome, guys. I have no idea what episode number this is.
It's number 5.
702 minutes.
No, of the podcast.
205.
Oh,
170. Oh, it's our big 170.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
We did it.
A celebratory number, right?
Is that a good number to be at? I don't know. Among the Untrodden. Thoughts. I don't know let's start with basic thoughts. What order should we go in? Adam, you're up first, I guess. You're in top left.
all right. I'll just say that I kind of measure these episodes based on how often I have to look at my phone because I just get distracted from boredom. I didn't hate this episode. It at least held my interest. Good things I like about it. The story, while simple, I think was executed okay. The acting was a little bit better than, say, Ovation. Of course, everything's better than Ovation because that one I damn near clonked out watching that. That was an absolute chore to get through. But yeah, good things. It at least feels like Twilight Zone. It's not preachy. I'll leave it at that.
So what would you give it out of 10?
Are we doing scores now? I would give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fair.
6. So just slightly above average. Not terrible. I didn't hate it. It's not one of the stronger episodes this season, but it's not one of the worst ones either. So
Fair enough. I'm in the same camp there. First time I watched it, I gave it a 5. Second time I watched it today, and I liked it a little bit more. Not much, but enough where I was like, all right, 6. I bumped it up a star just because I was like, yeah. First time, I think I was just impatient, and it reminded me. I didn't like all the high school bullshit and the whatever and junk and stuff.
that brings me to negatives. The dialogue was painful. It was like have to bring it down to the teenager level so that they can understand what we're talking about, because this is obviously aimed at one demographic, and it's the tweens. That's what we're aiming at. We're aiming at the tween generation, the people that like Twilight would have liked Twilight fanfic had they lived about 10, 15 years earlier.
Yeah.
So
whoever likes Twilight, they threw Kristen Smart wannabe right in there. Or
I picked up on that too.
Oh God.
I thought it was going to be about witches. The first like 10 minutes. Oh, what else? Because
I thought vampires.
I was thinking of The Craft.
It emulates all of those like 90s horror movies. Like I was getting a little bit of The Craft, a little bit of The Faculty, maybe a little bit of Final Destination in there, a little bit of Carrie, you know.
Yeah, if we're just talking generals, I liked it. I kind of liked it. That's about the glowing recommendation I can give.
If you can get past the teenagery shit, it's part of its charm too.
Yeah. Jansen?
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I thought the story held its own. It's a tale as old as time kind of deal that we've heard 1,000 times, but it was done in an interesting way. It had a twist that I thought I guessed, but then Phoenix was like, "No, you idiot, you didn't guess it." So I had to go back and watch it because he was distracting me. I was like, "Oh, I missed it."
Me?
Huh? Yeah, it's all your fault, dude.
Okay.
But I thought she was pulling the strings the whole time, and then I missed the last like 2 minutes of it for some reason, and had to go back and rewatch it. But it was good. The dialogue was definitely garbage. It was made for the tween generation. It was made for it was trying to do that whole shtick of don't treat others with respect, don't bully, don't blah blah blah, don't bullshit, whatever. And it's lost on me at my age now. I mean, almost 38. That's a lesson I've learned already. So beyond that, I thought it was good. I thought it was a decent Twilight Zone episode. You all right there, Adam?
Shut the fuck up, Adam. We're talking about not bullying people. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, you dumb idiot. But I ultimately I gave it a 7. I don't think it was bad enough for me to give it a 5 or a 6. I teetered on 6 and 7, but I think it was a decent episode. It wasn't top notch or anything by any means, but it was middle of the road, and it was good. It was good enough. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, Frank.
This episode was awful. It was just awful. I mean, the writing was terrible. Made no sense. The ending didn't make any sense to what we saw throughout the entire episode.
In what way?
I mean, the ending, this bitch obviously knows what she's doing the whole goddamn time because she's just conjuring up another chick every freaking time, apparently, because she needs a friend. You know what I mean? But then she acts like she has no idea what the hell's going on the entire time. Like,
they explain that.
Hmm?
They explained that in the beginning.
I think this first time is her realization of her power.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we go through the plot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Keep ripping it open, Frank.
Okay, so the first time that she, wants a friend and all, and then she pops up, she didn't make any attempt at all to become her friend. She just, you know what I mean? Like if what the hell's her name in this?
I couldn't tell you anyone's name.
Irene.
Yeah.
Her name is fucking Irene. What is she, 75?
Well, that's what threw me off with this episode. Like, it was making it out like it was like an early 1900s all girls school or something, or like a girls' condom or something with apple boxes on.
To what you're saying, I think the whole idea of her not making an effort to make the friend the first time around, I think part of it is the realization that she didn't realize that she created this person, right? And then the other part of it is that she may want this other friend, but she has to try too hard to fit in with her group of friends that she already has. So she's not willing to, she needs the extra push to be willing to do that.
I mean, that's fine, but the first time that you do it, this extra friend that you wanted basically seeks you out and tricks you into figuring out that you're psychic from fucking tarot cards and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, in just the whole sequence, it's like, how can you be this blind to what you're doing?
Right.
and then
Well,
and then this chick's going to find, just through some dumb science fair fucking test or something that she comes up with it from test results of it all being wrong. I mean,
I think that speaks to the good writing though in it too, because the good writing of that says, okay, well, her subconscious knows that she is psychic or whatever. So what would her subconscious do to show her power, right? Her subconscious would create ways for her to discover it. And I that's what I got from it. I think I might be reading into that a little bit too much, but I think that was the point.
That makes sense. And I would say that's the only way the writer could have written that for that to make sense. So
agreed.
Sure. Okay.
It should have been a little bit more obvious though. Like
that's what I got out of it.
I mean, because I watched it 3 times and I never got that because I was looking into it like, hey, what's up, Cam?
Anyway, overall feelings. Not a fan. Out of 10.
I mean, thinking about the whole self-conscious aspect of it, that does change my mind about it a little bit.
Yeah.
It was really hard to get through the first time because of the whole Twilight. Just fucking, I don't know how she acted, but the way she acted, she was just Kristen Smart. Right, she was Bella out in the middle.
Kristen Stewart, dude, come on.
That's it, Kristen Stewart. I think Kristen Smart.
No, I agree with you though. Her acting is fucking terrible.
Yeah, so is Kristen Smart. So I didn't need a terrible actress of a terrible actress.
You could at least call her Kristen Stupid.
Twilight, Twilight, the movie Twilight with the vampires.
With the person who's totally not named Kristen Smart. Who's Kristen Smart?
Kristen Smart is an actress. She's just not.
That's what I'm asking. Who is she? I have no idea.
Kristen Stewart is Twilight.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Kristen Smart.
Kristen Smart is an actress. I just don't remember what she's from.
I remember Elizabeth Smart.
I don't know. I mean,
You're both trying to fuck with each other right now, and that's not.
No, because I have a cousin. I have a cousin with the last name Smart, so it's stuck.
Okay.
And she was in the movie from a while ago. I mean, you could Google her, I guess, when she'll come up.
So we'll wait on your rating then. Let's talk about.
No, I mean, like, what I was saying is, like, after thinking about, what her self-conscious would do if this is indeed the first time she's ever done this, then yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense in the end. Yeah, okay. So after that, I mean, it did keep my attention till the end. I'll give it that because I didn't know what was really going to happen. I didn't predict this at all. I didn't predict.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I think we all had the same thought.
Yeah, like the whole pencil thing in the beginning. I'm like, why didn't they go back to that? Or is that just a foreshadow or something? But of what, And I mean, I knew that was going to eventually pop up again because they wouldn't have done that otherwise.
Yeah. So let's talk about that scene because that's how it opens. It's class has started, and it's a very cliche scene where class has started and suddenly the kid walks in, the new kid, and the teacher makes him tell him about their life, like, what's your name? And apparently it's fucking Irene.
I did go through that so many fucking times in my life, dude. I was like, oh, flashback.
Yeah.
But like I have never been ever asked to like say something about myself and my name and everything in front of the whole class.
Because normal teachers know that that's fucking like
it's
earth shattering, and you shouldn't fucking do that to a kid.
Yeah.
What if she's like bondage? I'm really into bondage, torture. She's a horrible fucking person.
The only thing I would ever do is go up to every teacher, every goddamn school that I ever went into, and go up to them before they said my name and tell them, my name is Frank, not Francis. Please don't say Francis.
Don't fuck with me, lady.
Frank, not Francis. I love it.
Yeah, but they still did it. They didn't care.
Of course. And then every sub you have has to call off Francis.
Yeah, yeah.
But he read my name. You all know it's my name.
Didn't matter. Fucking kids are awful, man.
Yeah, kids are dumb as shit. And speaking of, they bring in the new girl, and she's like, "My name's Irene." She's like, "Where?" There's a good hint there. She's like, "Where are you from, and what are you into?" And she skips right over the "Where are you from" thing. Just bulldozes past it. And she's like, "I'm in the." What did she say?
Monsters and orgasms.
Yeah.
Drugs.
I'm into lying to sound cool. She says some stupid shit. Like I'm in the. What does she say? I am Gam Wolfers. I like muffins. Don't take my lunch money. We have a lunch.
That's why we call them muffins.
Anyway, she says a bunch of stupid shit. Everyone makes fun of her. She goes and sits down. The one girl kicks over her stuff or something, makes her drop her stuff, and then they throw a little thing on her desk, and she opens up a piece of paper and it says like, "Why'd you leave your old school? It's because I'm stupid or because I'm a slut." Circle one, and I would have just circled both and handed it back. But that's just me.
You know what? I would have written in. It's because I murdered a bitch that asked me that question.
You know what I was thinking during that whole scene? I was like, what if this is Carrie part 2? Like Carrie actually didn't die at the end of Carrie, and she transfers to another school. It's like, well, I burned the fucking school down, but I'm not going to let these assholes know that. So, yeah, I have a condition. You know, that's what she was. If this is Carrie 2, I have a condition. I had to relocate because, you know, I'm like wanted for murder for like an entire.
I killed the whole school.
Right? Because I kept thinking that I'm like, if this is like a good setup for Carrie 2, I kind of want to know where this goes. Because like there's parts of this episode where it would like annoy me. And then I'd be like, I'm going to tune out and go, whoa, wait, I just want to see where they're going to go with this. And then I would be pleasantly surprised. So that's why I say it kept me engaged at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the first like when she threw the pencil at her and said, "Hey, your head got in the way of my pencil," which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
What
it does sound like one of your lines.
Yeah, it's something I would do. But
it's the Happy Gilmore thing.
Yeah, and then she was like,
she was standing there.
Yeah, and then she was telling her to write it, and you know, Irene did that head shake and everything. And I was like, oh, that's so Twilight. Oh, and that's when the whole Twilight familiarity came up. I was like, oh god,
this girl's a better actress, though.
Well, I think the whole familiarity is there from the get-go, right? I mean, doesn't that story start with her moving to a new place and shit like that anyway?
Yeah, she moved to Washington because
it's very similar. But to go on what Adam's saying is, I felt the exact same way. I really thought it was gonna be like I was saying, witches or like a Carrie thing. Like I expected something like that, like something way more sinister. But we end up with like a weird Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Harry Potter.
whenever you see like an all-girls school bullshit like this, and it always kind of brings up that thought that this is going to go into some coven shit or something.
Yeah. And then she's like, circle one, the second main character. I don't know her name. And she's like starts feeling around for a pencil, and then she reaches up and goes back down and finds it the second time in her desk. And I was like, okay, mental note. And then she drops the pencil, and then she throws the pencil, and then it falls on the ground, and then it like starts and then pan up to Jordan Peele, and then made me laugh really hard because he's sitting in one of the desks. He does his introduction that way. Like, hi.
Horrible suit, by the way. A brown corduroy. I mean, he makes it work, but damn,
he can make anything work, Frank.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got curves.
He probably had a crew that had to pull him out of that desk when that scene was over, pry him out. The jaws of life.
The desktop.
He does like the Blues Brothers. He just kind of walks up with the desk hanging off of his butt.
What happens next? Oh, she reveals to the class she's going to do her project on
psychics.
Is that what all it was?
Yeah, psychic. She's gonna run a test to see if being psychic is real.
Yeah, where she takes cards and she hands out tests, and you circle what shape you think the card is, and then out of so many cards, the norm is like average you get 5 right out of like 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Except
that leads us up
Oregon.
Right to the next part too. So she goes and she confronts, after she grades the test, she goes and confronts Madison, the other main character. She's like, hey, listen, some bullshit happened. You got 0 out of 20. So what's your fucking deal?
And you got her friends in the background being like,
they're partying.
You gonna show us some memes?
Hey, you gotta fuck with her.
You got some curry up in there, like
you like Indian food?
Yeah, it's like, you really got her there.
Yeah. They had to pull those lines out of the bully handbook. I'm pretty sure they issue that when you register.
Yeah,
It was piss poor bullying to
Yeah.
begin with.
It was
yeah.
it's sad bullying.
They could, I mean, how much of these paying these writers? They could have come up with some better lines.
I
That's
want
all
to
I
see
gotta
some
say.
like butterfly effect bullying, where they put
Well,
the
you know,
dog in the bag, feed it.
Well, you can't be too mean anymore because you don't want to show real bullying.
Yeah, they pretty much outlawed bullying.
You got to pay for this shit. They say fuck in the episode, so I mean,
Yeah.
be mean.
You gotta
know what I'm
earn
saying?
that shit. Yeah.
Madison, Phoenix. I'll start with you. Rating on the Clydesdale scale. How many?
I never know what to say here.
30.
Ooh.
Damn. I mean, yeah, I'm close to 25.
How does that scale work again?
I don't have a fucking clue, dude.
Oh,
I don't understand what the scale means. It was in it was in Airheads.
Yeah, but 2 weeks ago you said like how many Clydesdales or something. You kind of gave
How many?
me-
Well, how many Clydesdales would it take to rip off her face?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the scale.
How did,
The
what?
fuck is the Clydesdale scale?
Well, it's from Airheads. It's from
Yeah.
the movie Airheads, and he goes, well, what is she on a Clydesdale scale? And I'm sure the guy on the other phone goes, what the fuck is that? He goes, how many Clydesdales would it take to rip off her face? And I don't know if a lot it means she's good looking or one means she's good looking. I don't know, like
That reminds me.
but
That reminds me of when we were working back at Quick Trip. Phoenix, did your store ever have a cup rating list?
No.
So my store had, you know how we had like all the different size ounce cups and like lids and shit.
Yeah.
And so dudes would start rating, girls would be like, dude, that bitch is a 44 ounce with a dome lid.
Oh, okay.
It was the dumbest shit, but I cracked up
I love
every
it.
time.
That was funny. No, but like, I would think
Start doing that.
I would think the best scale I ever heard was from Patrice O'Neill on Opie and Anthony. He went from 1 to 30.
Remember what happened last time you quoted Patrice O'Neill on the show?
You mean the first time I was on here, I said the N word. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's a long story, but yeah,
It's been edited out.
yeah.
By the way,
A year later, it was up for a year.
Never mind.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
No, never mind for real. It's all good.
No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Finish.
Yeah. Well, what
I
I
was gonna say something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We'll do whatever you want to say. Go say. I will stop talking. Really, I will. You say something, I stop talking. I wait for you to get done. I'll keep going. Phoenix is. This is not a fight starting. Phoenix, calm down. We're not starting a fight here. I'm just saying. Go.
Listen, we're not pulling an Adam. right
Go
now,
ahead,
okay?
Frank.
I just wanted to get through the 10 to 30 thing. That's all.
2 hours later.
And that's
So
how
you
it
see,
goes.
30 was like,
Yep. So are we all in agreement? Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on.
Sweet. I can't believe we talked about that for 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I can't believe we had that much material.
can't believe I can edit that 2 hours out in real time, but here we are.
Thank God.
Oh, kind of going. Jansen was going with that. She's going over her test results. She says you get a 0. You can only come up with a 0 if you knew the right answer and you're purposely not doing it, which is, Frank, the whole point. She's in denial about what she is, and this character's there to just get her over that hump, and that's it.
I got it. Yep.
And so then she kind of leaves a note. She leaves the tarot cards in the ground, and then she also leaves a note apparently the next day that nobody walked over. And it says like skip. It's got a fucking hand-drawn map. It's like skip class, meet me here, and it's the girls' bathroom. And then we see the girls' bathroom, and it looks like a fucking haunted house, like or after the Carrie aftermath. It looks like something atrocious happened in this woman's bathroom. What the fuck? How is that a bathroom?
It looked like the ending of one of those Faculty type,
Yeah.
Final Destination type movies. Yeah. The Craft.
Freddy Krueger's gonna come out. The fuck was that? That was the biggest bathroom I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, and the note was in her door, by the way.
Yeah. And then she says,
Wait, did we talk about the map? Did I miss that part?
Yeah, he said it was on the floor. Had anybody kick it away or something?
Yeah, but let's back up. That she drew
Hold on.
Jansen is loitering in Wonderland, thinking he's too good for this podcast.
Okay. Anyway.
Listen, fuckhead. I was looking something up, and I thought I missed something, and I wanted to make sure. You know what?
You missed the end of this episode.
I mean, he did get enough for me to change my entire mind on this episode. So
boom, there you go. I paid more attention than Frank. Go fuck yourself.
No, I watched it 3 times, and I'm not the most. Sometimes I need things explained to me a little bit differently because I'm not in that mindset. So
no, I agree. You've done the same for me. So
there you go.
You just pay attention differently. So
yeah.
Anyway, map.
Just being honest.
Map. This girl has time to draw a fucking like detailed map with like dimensions and fucking cross sections and shit, and
to a school she does not know.
Yeah, and then why can't you be like, hey, take a right over here, and it's at the bottom. It's the only room down there. There's no other rooms down there.
You know that creepy haunted house room that nobody's going in?
Fuck was that?
The one that the janitor says, "Nah, they don't pay me enough for this shit." Fuck it.
Yeah. Right, seriously, this room has been abandoned for so long. They're not even going to clean it out or anything. They don't give a fuck. This school's got like billions of dollars to spend on all kinds of bullshit. Everybody's living on campus. It's a fucking boarding school, dude.
It's the boo room.
The boo room.
Is it a boarding school or is it a Catholic high school for girls? Because that's what they do. Is they go away.
It's like a boarding school.
Yeah, it's something. I mean, they live on campus. They live at home. So,
but a boarding school is more like for homeless kids, right? Like orphans.
It's where rich people go dump their illegitimates.
Yeah.
This is why I don't know that.
Boarding schools are mostly developed for parents who don't have time for their children.
It's a military school for not fuck ups.
Yeah. Who then become fuck ups because they go to boarding school. Yeah.
Because they're around no adults.
Right.
Am I the only one that ever got threatened by their father to get sent off to military school if I didn't straighten up?
No.
Yep. All right. High five. The other way. There you go.
I just got in fist fights with my dad. He didn't threaten anything. Just
my dad didn't talk to me.
I was a bad kid. I was.
Yeah, me too.
I was bad enough for my own sake, but good enough that my parents didn't know I was bad. Does that make sense?
No.
I got away with shit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because I'm smarter than them. It's no big deal.
Right on.
Yeah.
Subtle.
Fucking nailed it.
Where are we? Oh,
I don't know. Who cares?
We were talking about a map, and then
she's in the bathroom now. She's in the bathroom, and she's like, "Okay, hey."
Storage closet bathroom, which has like antique furniture and the thing behind Adam right there. Oh no, that's not there.
Fucking graffiti on the walls.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then she has a list on the wall of like different superpowers, and it reminded me of that scene from Shazam where they test one out one after another.
I kind of like that part. That was actually one of my more favorite scenes when they're going through this. It's like, let's figure out what this bitch can do, and it's kind of like a mini montage.
Go ahead, Frank.
I have a clip of the scene if you want me to play it.
Sure. You haven't heard much from this episode yet. There's a lot of this episode spent in this room, though.
Thought you could prank me, bitch? What? Thought you could scare me with your stupid cards? Tell me the truth. I swear, Madison, it's not a trick. Bullshit. Madison, I swear.
No, you're good. I forgot to mention before that. Oh, it's still going.
They're just cards. They're just cards with pictures on them. That's it. Then how come I know what's on every fucking card? Because you're special. You're like, I don't know, you have psychic powers or something, which is crazy because I didn't even really think they were real, okay? Like, I don't know. Okay, look, if it's real, it's like the coolest thing to ever happen to like anyone. Jesus, stop talking.
Yeah, you girl.
You're special.
I forgot to mention that she left
Special.
She went through the tarot cards and she was just like, it was never two in a row. It was like cross, circle, squiggly lines, cross, circle, square. And that's all it was. That's not gonna be fun to listen to.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that means
Oh,
you say
no,
something.
that means he said something.
Yeah, just say it. Just say the thing.
What?
No, we were.
Same.
Yeah, here it is.
Circle. Cross. Star.
Swastika.
Cross. Square. Wait.
Give me
Scrotum.
Star.
Never 2 in a row.
Star. Cross. Circle. Cross. Star. Cross. Square, circle, waist. What the fuck?
Yep, that was her going through the card, yeah. And then the next scene was, her meeting her. Yeah, so that's what. There you go.
Her logical conclusion to that is the last clip you played before that was, why did you fuck with these cards?
What?
I'm like, what?
How exactly does she fuck with the cards?
Just stop for just a second and decide for yourself, how the fuck would anybody fuck with the cards in a way that you could guess them?
Exactly.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. She's in the dumb, but I get it, but it's dumb. She's dumb.
She dumb.
She dumb. They decide to go over the superpowers. She's so dumb she doesn't understand whatever stuff, and
She has to dumb down clairvoyance and telekinesis into stupid girl words that she can understand.
Yeah, she has to boil it down to you can read minds, you can implant ideas like that movie Inception. You can. What the fuck else is in that list?
I don't remember.
Oh, how to find water. And she's like, we can skip that. I don't give a shit about water. Okay.
I was like, all right then. And then conjure fire, I think was one.
Is that the one you're excited about?
Part of me really wished that she said fuck water, and then there was some real big need for her to find water throughout the end of the
episode. that would have been some cool Twilight Zone shit.
I'm on fire.
It hurts so bad. Oh my god.
Like the one gets fire, and then the other one says, "Oh, wish you could have found water. You could have put the fire out, bitch."
But it's really obvious where the water is. There's a big glass of water there, and she's like, "I don't see anything."
What? It would have been a Shyamalan movie.
She's saying, "I don't care about water. I'm surrounded by it. We're in a bathroom."
Yeah. To be fair, they're surrounded by antique furniture, and that's it. I didn't see any toilets or anything. That was the worst bathroom.
Oh, the whole thing's fucking gutted and turned into a goddamn hookah lounge.
It's like their dorm. They're basically in dorm rooms, and the map is here's the classroom. The main bathroom on the first floor, which I assume is where they are, and that bathroom's just like an abandoned ghost factory. Why? Yeah. Why wouldn't they keep that bathroom open?
It's the girls' hangout version of the hangout from Lost Boys. The girls' version of the vampires hangout from Lost Boys. That's what it is.
This is when they do the cliche thing of meet me down in the basement next to the boiler room, that creepy janitor who's touching us. That's when they do that. But no, it's just the bathroom next to the classroom. There's flaws. That's all I'm saying.
There's too many flaws to count.
There's that one really obnoxious scene too where they do the slow-mo walk and they got whatever, song is.
Was it the Tarantino one? Dun, dun, dun.
It just, I'm like, am I just getting old, or is this scene really annoying me right now? Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Got to do the slow walk while there's some rap music playing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a decade there after Kill Bill came out where every commercial and every other movie had that walk with that song. And
it's like that thing is so cliche. It's I got some strong cringe off of that scene, man. I'm just like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. You're doing fine. Just don't do that.
But to be truthful, I thought that this episode had some of the best soundtrack that I've heard out of a few of these episodes. Even though it was cliche, I feel like it fit well, and it gave it a cool vibe.
It
At
did.
least they dumped the fucking blue filter for a change.
Yeah.
By the way, the one song that the girls were jamming out to or whatever while they were taking the pictures, that song was from Minx from the last episode.
Oh,
yeah. You
shit,
guys
really?
noticed the magazine
Noted.
cover had minks on it.
I did the first time. The second time I didn't.
No, I forgot about it till you mentioned it. That's how much I remember, how memorable that was for me.
I didn't realize that though, Frank. That's funny.
I was like, oh, look, Minx. And they're playing a record. That's why I was like, what time frame are they in? I don't understand. Like, who? I mean, I
breaks and talk about Jacob here. Frank,
Who?
read that.
What? I'm sorry.
Read.
Oh, Among the Untrodden was my. Wow. Well, I mean, to each his own.
Hold on, Jacob. Of the new season of all of 2019 Twilight Zone, or of all of Twilight Zone? I need to be real specific here because I have some real issues and questions depending on your answer.
He might ban you.
If he says it's his favorite episode of all Twilight Zone and he's seen all the old ones, I have some real fucking issues with that. But
I highly doubt it. It's probably got to be from this season so far.
It means he's a Black Mirror fan.
That is not what it means, sir.
You've offended him. Apologize.
I don't need an apology. I
do
understand that you're wrong.
Let's fast forward.
Oh no, yeah, because she does everything involving tarot cards. I did have some issues with this scene because she's looking at the card, and then what's her name?
Irene.
No, the other girl,
Madison.
Madison would guess what she's looking at, the card she's looking at. And I'm like, okay, so she can, but also she can just read on what's on the card. So how does that make any sense? But then she burns one. I'm like, she would still know what's on the card just from that. They need to shake it up because it's the same.
Yeah, we should have had more tests than that. I agree with you.
Yeah, it should have been something other than a tarot card. Like I wrote something down on this. And it's in my brain, or here's what I'm thinking of. Tell me what it is. But they didn't do that, so she could have just read the card before she burned it, and it still would have been the exact same power. It didn't make any sense.
They needed a scene like that scene from the Mothman prophecies where Indrid Cole is just trying to talk to what's Richard Gere, and he's trying to prove that he's not what he thinks he is. It's like he's like, okay, I'm looking at a page. He just picks up a random book. I'm looking at a page. What's on sentence, number 15 on page 365, and he reads it off, and he's like, "What's in my hand? Chapstick." They needed like a couple of different things that weren't necessarily related.
But they were all tarot cards. They were all the exact same thing, and she confirmed like 3 different powers from that, and it didn't make any sense.
The episode could only afford that one deck of tarot cards.
Is that what it was? They spent so much on antique furniture to pile up and cover
candles.
Yeah.
Candles from fucking Pier 1. Yeah.
So what are you trying to do? Burn the place down?
Well, I like Frank, I read that the powers work better with like natural light. That's why I didn't have sunlight. I used candles. What?
Because it was Irene said that.
But like whatever, and stuff. Like nothing is true. I have vinyl, but
I have one vinyl. I finally got a vinyl player, and I played Dark Side of the Moon finally.
The issue that we have with is not that they're playing vinyl, is that they're playing vinyl, and we don't know what time zone they're supposed to be in, or time period for anything.
They're in the Twilight Zone.
It's too specific of a shut the fuck up. It's too specific.
That worked in two ways. Come on.
It's too specific of a niche thing that not a lot of people do to have it in an episode like that and not tell us what time period we are.
Yeah. It was a little ambiguous on when this was taking place. At least it wasn't 1980s 50, which I'm seeing 1,000 fucking times. I don't need to see it anymore. There's another episode that's kind of in the same time period later on this season, the Small Town. That's kind of the same thing where you're like, I have no idea what fucking year it is.
That's me every day.
Yeah, that's right. We're kind of all we're there with you, buddy.
Let's fast forward a little bit. They start to eventually become friends. They have a scene where Irene goes and sits with her friends at lunch, and it's totally a cliche high school scene where she starts being like, "Yeah, I'm like all cool and stuff. I smoked a reefer, and I smoked."
How do you do, fellow kids?
That's what it was.
Dude,
Yeah,
but-
it was that scene exactly. You're right. But
When-
this is when they're on the balcony, right?
No, at the lunch.
This is after the balcony. Yeah, like, it was like, you should be dead. You fell like 30 feet. She's like, well, if you don't give a fuck on the way down, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you survived.
Yeah, I kind of skipped that. I didn't remember what order they happened in, but yeah,
Yeah,
they go hang on the. Oh, but to get to the balcony, that's when it really reminded me of Harry Potter because they're walking around the hallway and the teacher.
Oh, Professor McGonagall.
Yeah, they have the map of the footsteps going with the teachers, and then they get stopped, and then she uses another power where she's guessing. She's like, how about I don't tell anybody that you saw your. This is at lunch. I don't tell anybody you saw your stepdad jerking off to QVC and you watched him finish. One of the things. I was like, damn. And so at least we're in QVC time. That gives us a little bit more of a time period.
Right.
I got a little bit of a giggle off of that one.
Yeah.
You masturbate with your brush handle. Oh, what? Yeah, I was really mean. What did blowing guys in a fucking bar bathroom take all the energy out of you?
That is when the bullying got pretty good, and I wish they had put a little bit more effort in the beginning because that was some good shit.
I think it just shows she's more creative than the other ones because the other ones are lame. You need to talk about memes.
That's why she's the alpha bitch.
We needed that old guy from the Robbie the Robot episode in season 5. That just had some of the most greatest
Uncle
fucking
Simon.
snaps. Yeah, Uncle Simon. We needed Uncle Simon level disses. Yeah,
Like, you poor excuse of the female gender.
I was writing them down at one point. I'm like, this is good shit. I need to use these.
Yeah.
Right.
But then there's a scene. She asks for the key, and then she doesn't really have it. The teacher, and she reveals some secret that she's gambling the money away or some bullshit. Walks away, and they're like, "We have to go back to our room now, though." But what's up, Leo Red?
Get us that key.
But we need that key, and then all of a sudden, ding! It falls behind her. And she's like, "You can conjure things," and that's like a big twist. You just don't realize it at the time.
Yeah, and then after she uses it, it turns to that dust, just like the pencil.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I was still under the assumption that as Jansen was, where I thought the blonde girl was getting revenge. It seems too obvious now that in retrospect. The blonde girl's getting revenge by making her think she has powers. I thought she was going to reveal it Carrie style in front of everybody at the end that the blonde girl has the powers.
It seems too obvious, but then yet again, we're kind of expecting that from this type of writing that we've had so far. So I didn't put it beneath them to make that the actual twist, but I was pleasantly surprised, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe we're just happy to not have to be like 10 minutes ahead of the plot for the whole episode. Like,
I think that's why I didn't like it the first time though, because I was waiting for that and going, "Oh, come on, I already got it. Let's go." And then by the time it reversed, it was almost over.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why it fell flat for me. Maybe I had lost interest at that point, and that's why I wasn't paying attention. But watching it back, I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. They're drinking up on the roof. And they're like, you're a virgin, aren't you? And she's like, what? She's like, have you even had an orgasm? And she's like, yeah, who hasn't had an orgasm?
That was the worst acting in the entire episode.
And she's like, who'd you have it with? She's like, well, not like with anybody or stuff, but you know.
I would like a boyfriend or anything.
Yeah. And they start
giggling. Laugh
giggling.
at her because she masturbates. Like, what?
With my vibrator that I named Madison.
No. She's a vegetarian. Carrots, pickles, cucumbers,
Squash,
passion fruit,
squash,
pineapple here or there.
She's a good egg. Squash and pineapples. That's
and the sausages.
No, I mean if she can fit a
starfish,
I want to get to know this chick.
If she could fuck a pineapple, I don't think a sausage is gonna help her, Adam. It's just like whoop, and they didn't even feel that.
Yeah, really.
It's not even rubbed free of all feelings.
Maybe it's like throwing a hot dog down a greased hallway.
What if it's like many sausages, like on a rope though, before they cut them?
Like sausage anal beads?
I got Frank good on that one.
On the way out.
Made a big echo as it hit the floor.
They're all pickled now. Anyway, Tom Elliott, how you doing? Shout out to Tom Elliott. So every once in a while, I like to bring him up.
Yes,
should we take a look at the audience score? See where we're at.
Yeah, you want to go and start pulling it up? I'll go over. I'll finish. I'll top this bitch off.
Cool.
She gets high. She falls off the roof. I like that scene. I thought it was well done. Where she goes, she's like, guys, it's not a big deal. They start arguing, and she grabs the statue hand, and it falls. It breaks off. Good sound effect there. Good shot when it pulls to the wide shot, and you see a body fall. It didn't look like a big dummy, like the fugitive with flopping all over the place. It looked real. And she hits the ground. Apparently her friends just fucked off back to the room. Only Madison goes down. It's like, hey, you're alive. Cool. How? And what are we looking at, Adam?
That's the score for Among the Untrodden. Looks like the audience so far, we got 1 for 5 out of 10 and then 1 for 7 out of 10.
Well, you want to send them the link to it? So
I did earlier. I'll send it again.
That puts it right at 6, though, as an average. That's where we are.
Pretty much.
So
yeah. So anybody in the chat, jump over to Raiders of the Lost Flicks, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Raiders of the LostFlix.com.
Let's check. Sorry. Go ahead. I put up a poll too. I put up my Mary Fuck Kill on it. Let's see if there's any bites on that.
Oh, wait, is that closed already? I didn't vote on that.
No, there's not. No, it's not closed.
Okay, hold on.
Wait,
is it on your personal or is it on the show?
It's closed. The next one's open still. It's on Twitter. On Twilight Zone.
Okay.
So Among the Untrodden, 33.3% said marry. 66.7% is at fuck. Kill has 0, obviously, if you do the math.
I would agree with fuck on that one.
I put fuck.
Sounds like 3 people voted.
Yeah. So 2 to 1.
Yeah. Those are those averages. I'm like, that's only 3 people.
That could have been more.
But I guess nobody gave a
could have been 4 to 2.
That's true. What, it's on the TZ? Is it closed already?
That one is. For the next episode for 8, it's still open. I don't want to look at that one because I know what that's going to be. Or I hope I know what it's going to be.
On it.
What's that?
I'm going to go vote on it now.
Okay. So if you're listening to this, a couple things. Adam and I have a poll going on both of our Twitter feeds. His is Raiders_OTLF. The other side is so it's a split poll. Half is on his, half on mine, the B movie battle one. We already finished our first B movie battle bracket. Killer Clowns from Outer Space one. We're gonna do a show on that. But
that's my sister's favorite movie.
What's that?
That's my sister's favorite movie.
You got a smart sister.
Yeah, no, she's a teacher. Very proud of her.
That's a strange favorite movie.
Dude, she's loved it ever since she was a kid.
Yeah, so have I. They have little pop vinyl ones of the three of the clowns. I want them so bad.
She just thought it was great that the only way you could kill him is by shooting him in the nose.
Yeah. Jansen told me I can't buy any more trinkets though.
No more knickknacks, buddy.
Knickknacks.
I want them.
Dude, have you seen his room? If you sneeze,
his room ain't shit compared to some other YouTubers, dude. Some people just they can't even walk through the sea of vinyl pops, man.
I'm telling you, until he gets a bigger space to put all of his fun stuff.
I don't have a lot of the vinyls. I just have a lot. I have 2 of those giant totes full of this stuff that was in my old studio.
Let me ask you this: how much of this stuff that like these pop vinyls or memorabilia that you have is in storage and not being displayed right now?
You see my place.
I know. I'm just asking.
I don't have room to put it up.
Just telling you.
I have 2 bins full of Star Wars action figures under my bed.
I'm trying to save your wallet, dude. You're trying
to get it.
I have a whole lot of IndyCar shit that's on my wall. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Point is, go check those out. We're gonna put the second B movie battle up sometime on my personal one at Phoenix West. Doing a TV show bracket right now with 128 TV shows. There's a few more hours left on the first bracket, the first poll. Yeah.
Whoever's not voting for Community needs to go vote for Community. Otherwise, I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you.
Community is currently losing to Home Improvement. And Adam, I saw what you voted for.
I haven't seen Community.
Why'd you vote?
Because I haven't seen Community. I've seen Home Improvement.
Okay, well, until you see Community, you can't vote.
If that's the case, I can't vote on half of those choices because I don't watch as much TV as y'all's do.
There was a couple of them that I didn't know. So
yeah, I only vote on the ones that I knew. If there's something on there I recognized, I would vote for that. Or if I'd seen a lot of them and liked it enough to keep watching it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's there too. Where are we in the episode? She's alive. Fuck, who cares? At the end, they go back into the girls' bathroom warehouse, ghost factory, and she's like, "I thought I lost you." God. And she's like, basically, he's like, "Tell your, I don't give a shit about my friends. We're not really friends anyway. They don't even talk to me anymore." Which they fast forward to that in the episode. We didn't really see them get disconnected as friends. And then she's like, "I'm your friend, right?" And she's like, "Yes." And they hug. And then you hear like a crackling noise. And then twist, Irene falls apart into nothing like Thanos snapped his fingers. Just...
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
And then, yeah.
And then we realize.
Oh,
that
no.
it's not.
Before she goes away, she goes, "You just needed a friend, or you wanted a friend."
Right. And they made a point to it earlier with the key, right? And the only time they make the point of when you're done with something that you conjured, it disappears.
Yeah.
So I feel like they should have made that effort or that point a couple more times to let it
They
sink
did it twice. I was fine with it.
The key was the key to the plot. It was very meta, Jansen. It was the key.
Yeah.
It was the plot they wrote with a pencil. The other time they showed it,
my gun.
It was the key to the plot.
Bring up gun. Need it for show. Ignoring noise.
Gun delivery, please.
Go gadget gun.
And then she falls away, and it cuts to the next day, or who fucking knows when. And she's sitting in class again. Madison is, and then a new girl walks in. Exact same hair, exact same clothes, obviously. And then
a hotter version of her.
Different girl. Just she's probably a better actress. They probably should have switched them, but we don't know. And then that's when she gives that like knowing smile, Frank. And that's when she's aware now.
How would it make you guys feel if your one job as an actress was to show up for one day, walk into a room, and then you're done, and that's your debuting role?
That's fine. But they want a SAG card. They want some. She doesn't get a SAG card because she didn't speak. So
right, that's what I'm saying.
So she wants her.
You're literally just an extra. You don't get anything.
Yeah,
no lines.
All actors got to start somewhere.
I'd do it if they asked me to be on for that role. I'd put on a little fucking wig and a skirt.
You'd probably do that regardless.
I would. I don't give a shit. Like, this is just fucking around, right? All right.
Yeah, it's just fucking around.
Hey, don't speak. I'm sorry. Good luck not getting me to talk.
Should we have Mr. Peel wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
We'll do our final thoughts after he wraps it up. I want to hear what Frank has to say about it after this.
Wait, that's true. Oh yeah, there was one thing that I did record that I wanted to play because I was like, oh god, it's right at the end though, and then I'll play the outro.
Oh, I gotta read Greg's review too.
What did you do to them? Did you know that they were gonna do that to me? What did you do? I don't know what you're talking about. It's been your power this whole time. Yours. You've been controlling me, pretending like I had these abilities, manipulating me so that you could become popular, putting thoughts into my head with your whatever. Madison, I shut up.
You know I hate thoughts.
You can't do something to those cards. You've been there every time I use my powers because they're your powers.
And this is when Jansen checked out.
You fell from 3 stories. You should be dead. Madison, I promise. You made me think I was special. You are.
No.
That's something when I use my power.
That's coming up. I always went, oh god.
I don't have them. Did you kill Gwen? Lisa? I don't have powers, I swear! Bullshit! It was you! You saw me crying, you defended me! Why would I defend you? You ruined my life! God, I'm so fucking stupid!
We forgot that scene.
Stupid.
Yeah, the stupid. Oh God, I was like, oh.
You realize this is going to be the new X-Men movie, right?
Yeah,
It's going to have dialogue just like this.
We saw the science fair, and then she gets scolded for having a shitty booth, and it's behind Adam. There is the not Madison, but her friends. They have a little booth where it's like, what's it called, Frank? You said it perfectly earlier.
Oh, it's it's like the loser in her habitat or something
like that. But it's like video of Irene like drunk and stoned out of her mind admitting the shit. Who cares? And then this is when it turned into Carrie, because she starts screaming, and we see Madison watching, and all of a sudden the TV start like, and then it just cuts away.
How did it go?
What?
How did it go?
Explosive.
I'm like, wait for it.
Yeah, and then you want me to play the outro now?
Hold on.
Okay. Oh yeah, you need to read, right?
No, I was waiting for Jansen. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Listen, man, I'm just living up to the name.
Now it goes.
He's too good for this podcast.
I hit that 20 seconds ago.
Listen, dude, I'm just trying to live up to the name of your creation. Okay, I like to loiter in Wonderland sometimes. Sometimes I like to run away in Wonderland and not come back.
Okay, that's fine. You want to play the outro?
Got it.
On the surface, Madison appeared to have it all. But on the inside, she was lost, alone. So she created Irene, a projection in every sense. One part wish fulfillment, another part confession, an unconscious cry for help from within her psychic prison. In the Twilight Zone.
Did you hear me at the end? I went, Peh.
So now that we talked about it, Frank, out of 10.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay. We all agreed. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, we all gave it a 6.
It's almost like we're on the same team.
It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It could have been better, but it could have been a whole lot worse. As we're
slightly above average. Yeah.
For the new Twilight Zone, if you know,
It's
a low bar to get over. Yeah.
As of this far in the season, it's still the worst episode.
Yeah.
The first 5. With that being said, next episode we're talking about 8.
So it's about to lose its crown of shit.
Dude, I can't do it.
So next time we'll be talking about 8, and
we'll be killing ourselves. Join us.
We're all gonna say one positive thing about 8.
It happened. It was a show
not right
that
now.
happened.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, and
he just wants us to be over with, no matter what.
Everybody in the stream, it's going to be in the next 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Podcast listeners,
all right.
podcast.
Okay, Gam, because you left last week, and I really wish you didn't leave last week because we gave Phoenix a real good,
what for
the whole season 2 episode 4 thing.
He's already fucking with me about that.
Too.
He wrote like this. I was gonna read his
I
review.
saw you. Do you want to read it? Like how he put it? Like because he wrote it like real funny at the beginning of the chat. I
don't need to hear from him because I'm already reading his email right now. He wrote, "Here's my review of this week's episode. Sneeze on 2, episode 5." That's what he wrote. So this is where the season starts to curve down, but will eventually slowly curve back up, I assume. This episode is basically Mean Girls with a little bit of Harry Potter, a little bit of Carrie, a tiny bit of Stranger Things rolled into a good enough Quizno sub. It is very mediocre, but I did like the swerve at the end, where you thought it was the blonde girl doing all the psychic work, but it turns out the other girl that did it. It does leave some form of interpretation on if you kind of believe she unknowingly created a friend, or if she's some mentally abusive popular girl who had enough and basically created more problems. I give this episode 5 out of 10, aka C, as in Cards Against Your Sanity.
That was good. I'll give it to Gam. The whole cards. That's good.
I give that
I
review
got it.
5 out of 10.
Got it. Did you just rate Gam's email?
Yeah, I'm gonna rate his rating 5 out of 10. What's up, dude?
Oh, that's a good one. I'll give him a 7.
I'll give him a 10.
Okay. Adam?
I don't rate ratings.
Frank, are you
Adam?
sucking dicks over there?
Not rating ratings. That was
Adam?
not part of the
Greg is my
deal.
boy, man. Greg is my boy. He's
Adam gives it a 1.
Greg has been a faithful listener to everything that we've done and I've done for the last 6 years. You know,
Listen, if your borders a whole family, you still gonna give him a 10 out of 10?
He is family. It's 10-10. Good job, Gam.
Is there anything remaining you guys want to say about this episode before we get the fuck out of here? Play plugs.
I still want to know what you guys' number would be on the Clydesdale scale for her.
I already gave my number.
6 Clydesdales.
6 Clydesdale. Oh yeah, Jansen said 30. Okay.
Yeah.
Adam's not going to say anything.
I'll say this: show you're heading in the right direction. Try harder. Just keep trying. You're heading in the right direction. Yeah.
This episode didn't feel like an episode of the Twilight Zone.
No,
it reminded me of like an American Horror Story offshoot story.
At least it didn't feel like Black Mirror.
Even Peel, his intro outro is like haphazard and like doesn't have any feeling behind it. Especially his outro, he's like, I really don't want to be here for this.
He really does his Rod Serling impression in the intro.
I know, like that's classic Rod Serling right there.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I like what Adam said earlier. I was going to bring it up too, but he mentioned it first. This is the first one that doesn't have the blue silver look to it. It's got some when they're in that room, the haunted room. It's got a lot of orange to it. It's got depth. It's got
orange yellowish.
Yeah, it's got warm colors. And it's supposed to be like her safety, like this character's her safety. It makes sense thematically too. So they actually put some thought into what the fuck they were doing, as opposed to every other episode where they're doing silver and blue and it doesn't make any sense. Every episode looks the same. They didn't have the up close camera angles. The episode looked different. It sounded different, and that's why I like it a little bit more this second time around.
It was a perfect piece of escapism, I'd say. You know, it's not the greatest we've seen, but it's still, if you're going to do Twilight Zone, at least they're trying to do Twilight Zone.
Well, you see, because the original Twilight Zone wasn't always the Twilight Zone either, because they took stories. I mean, that one that almost made it to the finals. What was it? Phoenix from France.
Oh, Occurrence at Elk Creek Bridge.
Yeah. Like right there, Twilight Zone played that in 5th season, and Twilight Zone didn't even make it, but they still played it. So
yeah,
they would still go off of the rails and do a totally
just a French short that won an Oscar, and so they just threw it on their show.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen with this new show. But at least it wasn't about fucking aliens invading Earth and humanity ending. Like 3/4 of the episodes in the season.
Hey Frank, at least it wasn't this, right?
Yeah, it was better than that.
A little bit better than that.
Yeah. That the camera guy's just rubbing the lens on their face. Back the fuck up, man. It's all this blue and silver.
For those of you who have no idea what's going on because you're listening on a podcast, Adam's just staring at his phone.
Yeah.
He was using his
really close to his face.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm just describing it further, okay?
You know what? Listen here, Phenoxopus Westicles. All right.
That's for the next.
Done with your shit.
Phenox.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Thanks, Adam.
Phenoctopus Westicles.
You just see that? It's for 8. We'll get to that one, but let's get out of here. Let's play plugs and take a break.
Plug time. Jansen wishes to plug, apparently, reddragonsradio.com. Adam wishes to plug, RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com, and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a Holiday Inn for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug, LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your 2019 Twilight Zone Season 2 thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. or tweet us at LIW the TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West, joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Now.
Eventually, the whole podcast is just going to be her talking.
All
of her lines and everything.
I have one saved for after we're done with this, where she reads off. I submitted
everybody's lines.
We're still on the podcast. I'll keep all this in. I submitted to that guy who sent me the transcript, and I was like, "Hey, send me this one too."
Oh God, I can't wait to hear that.
So I'm gonna put it into her voice and then record that and then submit that as a podcast.
No, I mean you need to read it because it was funny. That was funny.
I can't do that again, it breaks your brain reading that.
No, we got to do it. I'll do it with you. It was
anybody who listens to that. Anybody who listens to that is gonna get cancer.
Dude, if I read, it'll be even worse. It'll be funny.
You can't read.
Just like that.
That's why it would be funny.
Yeah. I'm setting myself for like failure of like just epic proportions of that.
That's the theme of every show.
Well,
fail.
But I'm saying put me onto that and do that. That's even worse.
Anyway, let's get out of here. 5-minute break.
Yep.
5-minute break.
I'll be back. Got to go pee. Good show. It was good. Whoa. I guess somebody walking means shit should just fall. Where can I change my name at? You ever hear me? Oh, there we go.
OBK. OBKB. We all back?
Yeah, I'm good.
Frank's gonna be. Oh, hey,
Here on time.
I'm here.
Hey, we're all here. Oh, we have to talk about 8 now.
Ugh.
And that's our review. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'm looking at the Twitter polls here.
Oh yeah, how are those doing?
They close in a couple hours for the TV shows, but I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if the community home improvement one doesn't go our way, you fucking rigged that shit.
What do you mean rigged it? I'm rooting.
No, I'm saying you need to rig it.
Oh, here's the
and just invalidate the survey and say nope, this doesn't count.
Something
Community
happened.
wins.
Twitter deleted it. It was flagged.
It happened.
I know, Twittergate. What are you gonna do? Anyway, our community. But I feel bad because obviously I'm friends with a lot of Mystery Science Theater 3000 fans, and they post and they shared it, and their fucking army just bombarded it. So it went from like losing horribly to like now it's winning a lot. And like I didn't say to do it. I didn't say a word. But now if they do that for every single round, it's not fair. I don't know what to do. I feel conflicted. Obviously, I want it to win, but it's not accurate. At least, guys, we don't talk about Stop at Willoughby.
What?
I thought Frank was listening.
What? I'm sorry.
I said at least we don't have to watch
in the
Stop at
West.
Willoughby.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe they even made it to even attempt to be number one.
I don't know if that would make my top 50.
No, I can't even remember most of it. It was so bad.
No, I think we're starting the podcast right now, right? We're talking about Twilight Zone. Fuck it, right?
Sure.
Let's just play the intro.
Why not?
You got your iPad all warmed up? That's a yes. Okay.
What? I'm sorry.
Do you have your iPad all warmed up?
Yeah, it's ready.
Okay. Here comes the.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW, the Twilight Zone review. I'm an auditory illusion of Phoenix West, joined by Frank Lynx, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. This is episode 181 of the podcast and episode 6 of season 2 of the Twitter Zone. The episode is titled 8. That's it, just 8. It debuted June 25, 2020. Which host will be the first to assert their ignorance? Let our stupid podcast begin in 3, 2, 1.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Bordering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Dr. Orson Rudd, lead scientist, Ice Shelf Depletion Investigation and Antarctic New Species Project. Niobe Science Station, month 4 of 6, 23rd day, 1725 hours.
Whipple.
Preliminary results of our research here is confirming the thinning of marginal ice is allowing increases of sunlight to penetrate subsurface ocean levels. This creates an increase of shallow water sea life population.
Oh, he's so boring in this.
Of deep sea predators in search of food. Most have never been seen by humans.
He's so terrible in this.
That is true.
I'm doing here.
I'm so scared.
I'm so bored.
It's gonna save a million lives. At the bottom of the world, a group of scientists is about to encounter an entity of vast intelligence. What they're about to learn will go further and deeper than anything they hoped to learn. Beyond science, beyond fear, beyond humanity. In the Twilight Zone.
Oh, God. It took him so long to get there. God damn.
I mean, and that was a good 6 minute intro that I edited through.
Yeah, I appreciate it because holy shit. I know Jansen does, but Joel McHale, we love him.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. Community, The Soup.
The Soup was great.
The guy's great. And the Joel McHale show, too.
With Joel McHale.
With Joel McHale. That was fun. I like Joel McHale a lot. He looks like he does not want to be there. He's so bored and boring to watch. It's a struggle to stay awake watching this episode. And I watched it today with Jansen, and he did not have the same reaction I did the first time I watched it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I watched it. Okay, no, everyone's kind of sighing. And let me just say what I watched it, and it's only 31 minutes long. It's the shortest episode, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, God,
really?
Forever
for a reason.
Dude, it felt like 90 minutes.
Felt like the longest
It feels like 3 episodes combined, but it's only 31 minutes. It's amazing. It's like a feat of science. They managed to divide by 0. But the point is, I watched it, and by the time I got to the end, fuck going in order. But when they started saying the octopus hacked into your cell phone, I started laughing so fucking hard. And then at the end,
I'm like,
no. It changes the DNA, and it literally has like a display on it or on its head or something where it like changes to blue, and it's like octopus Jesus, and they all
we had to make it really evident that that's what was happening.
And I could not stop laughing, and I started like that sort of thing, like Don DeLuise, and I had to walk around the living rooms. I'm like, oh my God, I can't breathe, it hurts. Yeah,
it's really that bad.
I just gotta play it.
Somehow, during this operation, there were to occur a mutation or sabotage.
I was having fun too like this.
And this same gene is manipulated for octopus DNA. The opposite would occur. Sea life rise out of the ocean and stop life on land. It would do what evolution didn't 700 million years ago, put an end to the human species.
This music's really trying.
What? Oh my goodness. Just what the fuck am I looking at? Oh yeah. Is he telling everybody what gene they gotta mutate now?
Frank would make a good Misty. He would. He could be a riffer.
I'm like, just fuck it. What am I looking at?
He's a good first-time ripper.
This motherfucker got a hold of his cell phone, hacked into their computer system, switched around a bunch of chromosomes, and understood what that all meant somehow. And then went back to his boys and turned into a chromosome and then told them which one they needed to figure out, because I guess they've all been at this, figuring out what chromosome thing for a while. And
the whole seafloor.
I just want to say in the beginning, when they show where they're at in Antarctica, not like I really think that I don't know how they could get this so wrong, but like the flags in the beginning, that's not where the station is. That's actually like in Antarctica. That's actually a place. But underneath all that ice is land. It's not exactly water. It's land, right?
Do you know where the Whipple station is?
Yeah. If they showed where they were, I mean, they were in the middle of the fucking desert.
Let me try to paraphrase what Frank's saying. This episode is so fucking dumb, and I hated it.
They're
so
what I'm
dumb.
saying is they show them ice fishing on top of Antarctica, but they're ice fishing and there's land underneath all that snow. There's no water.
I thought you said there was mice fishing, and I was like, man, this episode just got interesting.
They're in Antarctica, and it looks like they got one of those little Canadian ice fishing shanties just kind of sitting out there.
They do. That's what they're
Let's
doing.
talk about that for a second, because I brought this up to
Man.
Phoenix. I brought this up to Phoenix when we were watching it. How fucking dumb is it that they just have a fucking hole? There's no like apparatus to help them get in and out of the water. There's not even a fucking
There was a rope. There was a rope.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No.
There was a rope.
Yeah,
There
there was
was-
a
I know
rope
that.
in it.
We had a long
Okay.
discussion about what
I
they should
missed.
do.
I missed the rope. part.
And they had a light blinking for some reason. Blink, 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 blink.
But
blink.
it's just a fucking hole. We couldn't put a ladder or like
That's
a
what
lift
ice
system
fishing looks like they drill a hole.
or,
I
They
mean,
couldn't put
or anything.
rails on the inside. They couldn't get a fucking
a ladder.
a stick to pull people in, a little
Right.
pool ladder. They had
Yeah.
to have a rope that nobody apparently can fucking work. Nobody once operated that rope.
This is the same station that can afford the technology to translate somebody that doesn't want to bother to learn English. So,
I think she's a British actress too.
is she speaking Mandarin or is she speaking? I don't.
I assume it's
Cantonese. Okay, I'm sorry if I got that confused. I don't know any other languages.
Anybody cares?
I know, but I'm just saying they have the technology to do that, and they obviously have computers so that the octopus will get into that.
Let's download it into his tentacle somehow.
But a rope in a hole, fuck if I know.
a hole that is very dependent on their jobs. They have to dive, and they said anything over an hour, and they lose the ability to move their limbs, so they'll die.
They're in Antarctica with a negative 100 degrees outside on top of land and snow.
I'm
and
not
they're-
confused that it's cold there, Frank. I'm just saying if they have to get out of the water that quickly, why don't they have a fucking ladder?
I think what he's saying is that OSHA doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah,
right? There's just no such thing.
There
Safety
is no
inspections.
water underneath of them. It's land, not water.
They replaced OSHA with the ocean.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, that was low hanging fruit. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. It was still better than that entire episode, though.
Yeah, that was more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are really grasping what I'm saying here. There's no
grasping.
water underneath of them. They're not on the North Pole where like it's ice and ocean.
Wait,
It's
do you have the coordinates to where this place is supposed to be?
yeah, it's Antarctica, the continent of Antarctica, not the
So-
ice, not the ice float top of an ocean of.
How do you know?
North Pole. Because it's Antarctica. It's land.
I
So
thought
there's no ice floats in Antarctica.
what I assumed.
Yeah, on the edge, but you
So
can't
why aren't they? Why couldn't they be on the edge?
because they weren't. They showed where they were with the flags and shit. That's not on.
Unless
It's
I missed
Antarctica.
that part.
Like Antarctica, it's there's water, and then there's the start of ice with ice floats, and then then there's land because that's where it stops. Otherwise, it would still be floating.
I assumed it was an underwater base. That's what I thought.
No, they weren't underwater at all. They were on top of the snowdrift. They showed the southern aurora above them.
Nobody's going to argue with you that this episode isn't stupid.
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is Antarctica is land with snow on top of it. It's a desert. It's not. It doesn't have ocean underneath of it.
Pretty sure it's not a desert.
Yeah, no, it's the largest desert in the world, man. You need to look up the term desert. You think desert and you think hot. No, a desert is someplace that has.
I hear desert. I think sand.
He was so hoping you would say that, Adam.
I'm just saying, it
Can
is.
you play the clip, Phoenix? Jesus
Just
Christ.
dude, Google largest desert in the world. You'll find it's Antarctica. I'm not
I
making
know
this
you
up.
want me to play. I'm not playing it.
Play it.
We're letting Frank speak his piece because it's
Okay.
a valid criticism of the stupid fucking episode. And really, that's all we have in this episode. Nothing makes sense.
It was right off the bat. I'm like, why are they ice fishing all over land?
Okay, let's get past that. It doesn't make any sense. I get it.
I think what Frank's trying to say is that this episode's all about science and encompasses no fucking science whatsoever.
No science. The octopus hacks their cell phone.
It's bullshit
The water
science.
is not my concern in this scenario.
The octopus sucks a guy's eyeball out of his head.
Tim Armstrong, the guitarist from Rancid, is in this fucking episode for some reason.
You mean Charles? What's his fucking name? Action Bronson's stepbrother. That's what it looks like.
I don't know who Action Bronson is.
Action Bronson's like this chef turned rapper that he's a big YouTuber.
What?
Just look up a picture of Action Bronson and tell me that doesn't look exactly like.
I will do that for you.
Thanks.
Okay.
In the meantime, I do have one small clip from him that was actually funny to me.
Okay, go ahead and play a clip there because
You fix the lights and keep an eye on them.
Somehow the octopus turned out all the lights.
I like animals, okay? Even the ones I eat, I'm cool with, yeah? But I do not want to be in a room with that motherfucker.
I hear you, Larry. I do.
Oh shit.
Click the third row down, second picture. No, third row. One more down.
I see it. I mean, he just doesn't have a tattoo on his head.
Yeah, Tim Armstrong has a giant tattoo on his head, and he's way skinnier than that guy.
I know, but they look like they could be brothers. They pull up a side by side of him and Rancid guy.
This guy looks like he ate an octopus with a side order of octopus for lunch before taking this picture. And I'm a big guy, so
looks like he ate an octopus that ate an octopus.
that ate a desert.
Yeah,
I don't want to know what this guy raps about. It sure as hell ain't boats and hoes.
He's actually pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
He's a pretty interesting person, but that's beside the point.
Anyway, what's the plot of this episode? They in the very beginning, one of the guys is coming up. He can't find the rope because it's just a fucking rope.
Yep.
So obviously he can't get out of the water, and then he gets pulled down and blood sprays out, and then we get a little, camera comes over and we see Jordan Peele, who looks bored as shit,
wearing a parka.
It's like, I'm just here for the paycheck.
Dude, this episode is so intensely, amazingly, stupidly bad. It's an embarrassment for everybody involved.
Honest question, Frank.
Yeah.
Is this the worst episode we've done
this year?
No, ever.
Ever.
For Twilight Zone.
Ever. Yeah.
I can't think of one that's stupider.
They literally had Serling narrating a nature show in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
It was so bad that they didn't feel like even putting enough material to make it longer than 30 minutes. Like,
and doesn't it feel like one of those early 2000s like bad sci-fi movies, like the kind of shit you'd see on the Sci-Fi channel or Sci-Fi channel?
It seems like Deep Blue Sea to me.
No, that's an insult to Deep Blue Sea. Deep Blue Sea
fucking sucks.
More entertaining than this, though.
It feels like Aliens meets Sharknado.
I never watched any of them.
Alien, that's what I meant. Sorry.
You know what one of the biggest problems is? There's nobody to like in this episode. Everybody is a complete piece of fucking shit. Like all of them. There's nobody to like.
Joe McHale and his big bitch was out there for pharmaceutical needs.
They were there under false pretenses, though.
Yeah, because the Chinese government was there. They didn't want to tell them what they were doing.
I have so many issues with everything with that. Joel McHale and Walking Dead girl. They are talking about in code, a secret, and then by the time it paid off with the translation machine that girl has using a cell phone, the Chinese girl's little thing in her ear. I apologize to all of our Chinese listeners that your government won't let you listen to us, but she's getting I'm getting very political, Frank.
Please don't.
I know. So those two are talking about some weird thing and they have a secret, and I'm like, okay, let's find out what the secret is. That's the only thing I'm invested in now at this point, because I don't give a shit about this octopus they put in a tank and it sits there and watches them.
The voyeur-octopus.
There's a whole subplot with the Asian girl, the Chinese girl, stealing the cell phone and hiding it with a coat on the bed. And then girl from Walking Dead comes in and she looks in. She even pulls up the jacket and doesn't see her fucking phone somehow.
I know. I didn't understand that.
And then
no, the phone wasn't there because the octopus had already taken it, and then the top.
It left the jacket though, and didn't leave any slime behind.
Yeah, and he put the charger cord back under the fucking coat so they
smart Frank, even though she didn't know about the charger cord.
If he can hack into the phone like that, like he's like a T1000 or something.
An octopus hacks a cell phone in this episode.
One of his tentacles
I've ever talked about,
and they take it seriously.
Yeah, like one of his tentacles, became like a USB port.
Yeah, dude, it really did.
It was like Metalhead from fucking Black Mirror. The dog running around, and then his foot turns into a USB.
I can't believe somebody said, "Yeah, let's just put this online." Somebody will like this.
You know what this episode is? This is one of the writers' 13-year-old kids trying to get into the biz, and they're like, "Dad, I wrote this awesome script for the Twilight Zone. Can you get this on the air?" And then
it does have
they make it happen.
Flair of a fever dream. We're like, I had an octopus hacked into a cell phone, and they changed colors and underwater. It was really weird.
Here's the thing: I know where they got all these ideas from. And it's from a scientific paper released last year about octopus or octopi.
They're both right.
Yeah, I heard about the whole etymology of the word octopi. Octopi is accepted.
So then, the octopus starts to kill them one at a time, like Alien. That's the rest of the movie. The rest of the episode's Alien.
Yeah,
which
he gets away and then he tells his boys, "Yo."
We all have to say one nice thing about this show. And
that's right. I forgot. Yeah,
I will say.
Okay, if you're gonna do yours now, go ahead. I'm
doing mine now because somebody else is gonna steal it. The way the octopus is killing people was probably the coolest part of the show.
It took minutes to kill that dude in a chair.
Okay, aside from how long it took,
that stupid fucking like jazz.
We both are watching this and at the same time we're like, this is a fucking long ass scene. Yeah. It's just the octopus creeping.
He's listening to the music that comes with your MP3 player when you buy your computer. They always have some little pre-sampled shit on there. You just play it, and
it did remind me of The Thing a lot.
Also, Deep Star 6, Leviathan. Yeah.
But it was just the horrible music playing. I mean, The Thing played good music, but the quality was terrible.
Yeah.
Like what was he using? 1972 fucking sound system or something
in The Thing?
No, in
oh yeah,
in The Thing that's what they were using. My point is, was he using the same setup down there, or
probably he didn't have he didn't have Deep Blue or whatever solitaire down there to pour a drink into. He has to do something. Yeah, it's the music's terrible. It goes on fucking forever. He kills him, and I stopped paying attention at some point where I'm like, all right, he's gonna slowly kill each one of these people. I don't give a shit. And then he snatches up a Walking Dead girl, and then Joel McHale cuts one of the tentacles off. And I was like, this episode should be called 7 or 7.5 now.
Well, no, because there was 4 octopuses around killing people.
Oh, there's 4?
Yeah, because he let all the rest of them out. Remember, they had 3 already.
Oh, yeah. By that time, I wasn't.
But they never went back to that. All of them are gone. So now people are going to start getting killed almost, and a bunch of times they're going to get cut off. But the one with the phone was cool.
I read a review on IMDb that sums up how I feel about this episode.
Okay. Did you write it?
No, I didn't write it, but I agree with it because it also gave it a 2 out of 10. Glenn Morgan writes, "What I can only imagine was a script for an episode of Robot Chicken, but instead ends up as an episode of the Twilight Zone. Hello, CBS. Is there anyone in charge over there?"
That's great.
Golden.
I think my compliment was I'm glad you mentioned Robot Chicken because this is so bad I laughed at the whole fucking thing. Like I'm like this is really happening right now. This is like I want to like this show, but this is the kind of stuff right here that I thought I was going to watch. It's not like the preachy political stuff. It's just a really bad script. And when Phoenix told me that this was 31 minutes long, I still can't believe it because I felt like it was 90 minutes. It felt like a whole movie from like, Sci-Fi Channel. But it's embarrassingly bad. And speaking of fever dreams, if this is one of those dreams that you have, this is one of those ones that you're embarrassed to tell anybody you know about. Like your therapist, your priest, anybody. You don't want anybody to know you had this dream.
This is when you shove down deep inside and you let this suffer inside you forever.
This is the part where you realize you actually have syphilis and you need to go see a doctor. All right. If you start having dreams like this. Yeah.
It doesn't, honestly, though, it feels like someone's dream because none of it, then they had to kind of make it make sense, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't.
Right. It feels like it's being held together by Scotch tape.
Yeah. And by the time you get to the end, which is the salt water would fuck that right up. But the ending, you get that, and he because obviously you can't have an octopus be like, "Hey, bros, change this coat." So they had to
holla back.
Hello, my fellow students.
He put some LED lights inside his brain, so they would all change colors. And they're like, "Oh," so a little bit of a representation of what he's telling them. I don't know telepathically, but that's how we get it.
The whole thing was because this species of octopus can, change his colors like a chameleon.
Yeah.
There is an insane amount of exposition in this episode too. Just like exposition city in this fucking episode.
And it was all Joe McHale.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Joe McHale when that octopus hacked into your phone. And then it comes up with the Matrix letters and it's all in orange. Random letters. He's like,
it's really bad.
Oh, Chinese lady, you're gonna take this and splice in the human DNA and give us like web shooters and 3 dicks or what the fuck he says, and comes up with this crazy scenario. We're gonna get gills and we're gonna take over the water.
And we're all like, you just read that off the screen and you know now?
Yeah.
If Ed Wood was still alive and he directed an episode of this new Twilight Zone, this would be the one.
It was competently shot though to be Ed Wood. That's my one compliment. That's my compliment. It looked good.
No.
Good.
No.
No,
what else is this piece of shit written? He's written some X-Files episodes.
All the shitty ones?
Yeah, there was some bad ones.
Let's see.
He probably wrote the one with the talking tattoo.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was just executive producer on this.
Okay, I don't mean nothing. He got somebody coffee. Yeah.
He did write a few. Oh, I've got bad news. He wrote Blue Scorpion.
Huh.
He wrote 6 Degrees of Freedom. And he wrote A Traveler.
Fuck. Oh,
so he's like 50-50 right now.
Okay.
What'd you say? 50-50, good, bad?
Yeah.
Let's finish, and then we'll get to Frank's thing on what this is based on. Octopus gets out. He shows all his bros, all his underwater bros, because they're like lining the seabed. They all start swimming up. And then he shows them, like, hey, switch the bottom one to blue, and you're good. And they're all like, cool. Thanks, bro.
Oh, we finally got it. Yeah, thanks.
And they start swimming away. And then Jordan Peele's like, so we thought the humans were going to go into the water and take over, but it's going to be the other way around. They show a map, and everything's lit up on the borders. And he's like, this is how the human race ends. I'm like, how many fucking times are we going to do this in this new revamp show? Seriously, A Traveler. This guy wrote A Traveler, ends the same as this. Mm-hmm. Only this time it's octopus.
Octopi, yeah.
We'll get this. He also wrote the screenplay for Final Destination, and
the first one.
Apparently, 2000.
That was the first one.
He must have wrote this on mushrooms. Then that's the only thing I can think of.
No, I'm telling you what he wrote on.
I just can't with this fucking episode.
He also wrote a bunch of the 21 Jump Street TV episodes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's to blame for Johnny Depp then.
Yep.
So, okay, well, Adam's doing that, I guess.
We can wait if you want. I was just curious.
No, go ahead and do that.
If you go to RaidersLostFlix.com and vote, it looks like we have 2 votes, and 1 for 1 out of 10 and 1 for 2 out of 10. and also, would it have been so fucking hard to have this episode be episode 8 and just go one more step meta? 8 is just called 8. Why the fuck didn't they? Like if you're gonna put this shit out, you may as well have it be episode 8. Put it all the way towards the end.
Well, they didn't want to finish with 2 really shitty episodes. As well.
Yeah, I think
that's obviously what's going on.
They're trying to do a sandwich, right? They're trying to like build your hopes, then crush your dreams.
They're trying to do a Captain Marvel. They're trying to
give you a
sandwich
little
it in
bit of hope
between 2
again.
big budget Marvel movies so that people will go see it. That's exactly what this fucking shit is.
Because here's the problem. This is not my least favorite episode of the season.
Me either.
There is an episode in this season, we're not going to talk about specifics, that is way worse than this because it's insulting.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Are we going to get to it next week or the week after?
Frank's trying to narrow it down.
I'll tell you off mic. I don't want to ruin it for the listeners.
What are you
If you've watched all the episodes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I know which one it is.
Well, I made it to 9, so yeah.
There you go.
I think I have 1 more to go.
You should watch that one more. You should watch that one more.
Stupid.
That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
You should try to watch that one more episode.
At least with this episode, I got some laughs. They're dumb laughs, but it felt like a B movie, but not in a good way. But I still was like, what the fuck? When he says the octopus hacked into your cell phone, I could not stop laughing.
They're serious about it. The octopus hacked into our cell phone.
I was with the girlfriend, and we're sitting there watching it, and I was like, wait, back. And I replayed. I was like, holy shit, he said that. Oh, my God.
I have a question.
Because we're like, does the octopus have the cell phone? Oh, my God, he does. Yes.
Adam, weren't you talking about the movie Black Christmas?
Yeah.
This guy wrote and directed that.
No, it can't. It had to be the 2006 one because.
Oh, I forgot there was.
Yeah, Black Christmas 2019 is actual Cancer of the Butthole. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my whole life.
I was like, what the fuck? What are the odds?
Frank, I'm going to do one thing, then you can get to that.
Okay.
I did my Mary Fuck Kill. 11.1 Mary. 33.3 Fuck. 55.6 Kill.
Who's the masochist who put Mary?
What psycho? I'm going to ask. What? Frank, if you want to go ahead and, because I am curious.
Yeah, I got what I pulled up was my buddy Joe Scott, who does Answers with Joe, and a year ago is when I really heard about this, and he got into better detail, and it's better to come from him than me, so I'm just putting that out there. So to go check out Answers with Joe on YouTube, but this is where I got it from. So I'm right at the part where he starts to get into it. So here we go. Oh, okay.
Systems. When it comes to evolution, Merriam-Webster, you've done it. But to talk about cephalopods, you really do kind of have to go back all the way to the beginning. Maybe not the dawn of time, but definitely the dawn of life on this earth, which they call epigenesis. Merriam-Webster defines epigenesis as the development of a plant or animal from an egg or spore through a series of processes in which unorganized cell masses differentiate into organs and organ systems. When it comes to evolution, organisms that are related to each other often share a lot of the same DNA because they come from a similar common ancestor. But an octopus, or cephalopod, is different because they actually have hundreds of genes that don't come from any other animals. How could this have happened? Could cephalopods have actually evolved at a different time than all the other animals? Could they actually be from another planet? In 2015, some scientists suggested exactly that in a study that they published. In a press release, co-senior author Clifton Ragsdale said, "The octopus appears to be utterly different from all other animals, even other mollusks, in its 8 prehensile arms, the large brain, and its clever problem-solving capabilities." The late British zoologist Martin Wells said the octopus is an alien. In this sense, then, our paper describes the first sequenced genome from an alien. And of course, that was just the kind of clickbait material that many media outlets couldn't resist throwing on their headlines. And it didn't help when a paper published in 2018 suggested that some of the life on Earth may have been seeded from life that was brought to Earth by comets. Living organisms such as space-resistant and space-hardy bacteria, viruses, and more complex eukaryotic cells, fertilized ova, and seeds may have been continuously delivered to Earth and served as one important driver of further terrestrial evolution, which has resulted in considerable genetic diversity and which has led to the emergence of mankind. Now, there's a lot of cracks in this theory, but before we get into that, let's just talk about cephalopods for a minute and why they're considered so otherworldly to us. Cephalopods are some of the Earth's most ancient creatures. They first showed up in the fossil record 485 million years ago, and for contrast, dinosaurs only showed up 250 million years ago. The name cephalopod means head foot in Greek because it looks like a head on a foot. Greeks had weird feet. So what makes a cephalopod a cephalopod? Well, for one thing, they don't have any bones. Like, at all.
Wow.
So there's that. The only hard structure on their bodies is their beak, which they use to crush up food. So they can squeeze themselves into pretty much any space as wide as their beaks, which is how a Pacific octopus that spans more than 3 meters can squeeze through a hole as small as a quarter. Because they live on the ocean floor and withstand enormous pressures, tens of thousands of pounds per square inch. They just don't need bones. Bones probably couldn't handle that pressure anyway. And if you ask people how many tentacles an octopus has, about 100% of them would say 8. I mean, it's right there in the name, octopus. But that would be wrong, because technically, octopuses don't have any tentacles. They have arms. Gotcha. Great, one of those YouTubers now. What's the difference? Well, arms have suction cups the whole length of the limb. Tentacles only have suction cups at the end of the limb to grab prey. And octopuses generally don't have tentacles. They just have arms. Other cephalopods do, though. Cephalopods also move by inflating their heads with water and then shooting it out with a jet to move forward. They're the only animals that move through propulsion, with the exception of my dog, Zoe, when she farts. She just flies right off the bed. And if they don't sound alien enough yet, they actually have blue blood. Seriously. I mean, just make it acid and get it over with. Now, their blood uses copper to move oxygen.
Okay, there you go. So, that's what I mean. Like, it came from all that. You see the similarities now?
Yeah.
That was more entertaining than that entire episode.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I'd rather watch that than this piece of shit episode.
Yeah, I paused it because Adam looked like he was falling asleep. So I was like,
that's just my natural look. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were getting bored.
No, I'm good.
I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
It is far more fast. I'd rather watch the fake fucking show they have on this in this episode with I was just looking. Apparently it wasn't Rod Serling's voice, but it was that Mark Silverman guy who does his voice.
Yeah, because you know what? I spent 45 minutes looking for the
I'm glad that you answered that, because I was going to ask you that if those were old episodes that I don't remember or something like that.
The narrator words are from Underwater World with Jacques Cousteau, episode that Rod Serling did when he was alive, even though Mark Silverman provides the voice. He's the guy that did the voice on that Tower of Terror ride. He also did it in the last finale.
Yeah, that's where
he walks out of nowhere.
Yeah, because I was listening to the voice and I'm like, that sounds like the fake Serling from last season.
Yeah.
Probably did.
It's not terrible. It's nice when you don't see a CG Rod Serling. It's easier to swallow.
Yeah. We don't need to because we got Peel now.
Yeah. It's far better than Forrest Whitaker, to say that.
Yeah.
Far better. Guys, let's get Greg's review. It's really short. So Greg said, Sneeze on 2, episode 6. What the fuck is this episode? It's almost an exact rehash of Alien, but in Antarctica with a really smart octopus. To me, that's just creatively cheap. Just saying. I give this episode 0 out of 10, aka F. Great work, guys. Love the discussion. Love the ball busting. Love the polls. And I hope you guys stay away from Corona Extra, Murder Hornets, Delusions, or Phoenix's favorite, Arby's. Your boy, Greg Mirren.
Right on.
I wouldn't wish
Arby's on anyway.
Arby's is pretty awful, dude. I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. It's very bottom of the barrel.
I love Arby's. They got great fries.
Oh god, it's just grease. It's just grease refried as grease and repurposed as food.
Like whenever I get Arby's, like I'll open up the sandwich and take half of the meat out because it's just too much. And then
I don't trust you with sandwich recommendations. You're from outside Philly, who has the worst fucking sandwiches.
What are you talking about? I've been all over the country, and we have the best food here. Everybody else is all
Philly cheesesteak is what I'm talking about. That is disgusting.
That's because you didn't grow up on it like I did. It's amazing, sir.
What's wrong with a Philly cheesesteak, dude?
Yeah,
it's boring. It's so boring.
You haven't had a real Philly cheesesteak, huh?
Yeah, honestly, man. I mean, if you didn't order it by just saying whiz with or whiz without, then you didn't have a real Philly
I don't
cheese.
want someone to whiz on my
And the
sandwich.
answer is whiz with, by the way.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I don't like it. Anyway, I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong. I know
As long
that.
as you know, it's all that
I know.
matters.
It's like whenever I tell Adam I don't like Jaws, I go, I don't like Jaws. I know I'm wrong.
You
I don't
don't
like it.
I still what?
I respect Jaws. I don't like it.
Yeah, I respect
Yeah,
it.
that's fair. Yeah,
I love
I'm also older than all you fuckers, so
I love Jaws.
got more of a connection
I
to
get
it.
past
seen
the stay out of the ocean.
I mean, I grew up with it. My dad used to watch that all the time.
It's so avoidable. It is such an avoidable enemy.
Yeah, but when it's always on, it's got to be watched. It's one of those.
It's a well-made movie that I just don't give a shit about the premise.
There's
I
so
respect
many good parts to it. Like the movie changes so many times, and it just changes from one just funniness to the other. It's like first you got the mayor's nut job. He's only got 2 suits. It's hysterical.
I love that guy. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh, who's the mayor from Jaws?
Mayor Larry Vaughn.
Yep, the guy from episode 2, season 1 of
That's right.
Twilight Zone.
Yep.
He was the first devil ever in Twilight Zone. One devil of many, but he was a good one. I like
that episode.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
And it also had that adorable old man in it.
He's also in a movie called Seconds with John Frankenheimer directed. That's all I'm saying.
It was great. I like it.
I have to complete my quota of John Frankenheimer references.
Welcome to another episode of John Frankenheimer references with Phoenix West.
Don't you have a soundbite for that?
We really need to have a soundbite.
You need to have a soundbite. You need to have a soundbite that rips yourself every time you do a Frankenheimer reference.
Yeah, we'll
do it.
And you got.
I'll have her doing a stupid voice like, "He's a John Frankenheimer movie." Make fun of myself.
Just John Frankenheimer. His name is my name too.
It's just gonna be her voice going, "Oh God, John Frankenheimer, I'll suck your dick. Oh my God."
That's my name too.
Anyway, now that Frankenheimer's out of the way and we got all of our reviews out of the way, I give this episode a 2.
Agreed.
That was my score. 2 out of 10. It was hilariously bad. I laughed at it. I would like to riff this episode with a group of people, mainly you fellows. I would be willing to watch again only in a group effort, but it's an embarrassment for everybody involved as well.
Adam, we tried earlier. It doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
We were just like, what? I've already seen it too.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say anything to spoil it for him.
My trouble was I was watching it for the first time. So if we were to rewatch it, I'd love to rip it, but yeah, I don't know if I want to sit through it again.
It's so boring in the beginning.
That's 30 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
I can't believe that fucker's only 30 minutes. It was the slowest 30 minutes I've ever sat through. Holy shit.
If you don't mind, let me go off on a couple things. It's 31 minutes long, which, 28 after, subtract off the credits and shit and the opening theme song. It seriously feels longer than every other episode, including the first couple from last season, which are 48 minutes. It feels longer than all those. You don't care about any of the characters. You don't know what's happening in the story until by the time you do realize it, you don't give a shit. It gets so over the top crazy with an octopus hacking a cell phone and changing the entire species. And they're going to hop up on land and take over the human race as if the human race has nothing to fend for. It's like no way to defend itself. And then I almost said Rod, but Jordan Peele's like, and that's the end of the human race. I'm like, so we just didn't even try to defend ourselves. And then I like the cinematography. Adam didn't seem to care. It was interestingly shot, but everyone's so
it's the CG that I had a problem with. That final scene looked like it was something. It was like unused footage from Aquaman, like really bad undercooked CG. It like all the fucking octopuses are rising up like, yeah, bitch, we're gonna take over here. It's like they may as well have been waving their cell phones in the air or something. It reminds
me of that scene from iRobot. The end of the movie where all the robots come back together and they're all like,
that scene was more believable.
Yeah,
that was a good
or because he actually had something invested in that movie.
the Agent Smith fight from the Matrix Reloaded when there was like 1,000 Agent Smiths, that was more believable than this shit.
Though. Yeah, that was fun.
But it's like that level of CG, and that shit came out in 2003. It's 2020. Fucking
yeah, but you're comparing it to movie CG. Which
if you're going to use CG, you can do better than that. You can do way better.
I had nothing against the CG.
No,
Dude,
it was awful.
Adam, it is CBS All Access money.
Yeah.
They got money. They got money.
They also have a budget on each episode.
I know, man.
And clearly, that's all they spent the money on. So that was literally the best they could do.
Well, yeah, when you have the ability to reuse sets from season 1, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Jansen's theory was that this is the same set from
It is
the
one where they go to space
shuttle one.
All the bunk beds.
Yeah.
6 Degrees of Freedom.
It's the same. It's the same fucking set.
It does look like a spaceship in the. Yeah.
It looked better on that episode though. The 6 Degrees of Freedom, like
it was, but you could tell like the window, on the side is the replacement for the door in the first movie.
Also, that episode used its special effects way more sparingly than this one did. This one almost kind of relied on them a little bit too much, to where it's like, oh, this looks like
the Southern Aurora doesn't
2001 graphics.
And they also got the Aurora wrong. The Southern Aurora is not that color. That they were showing the Northern Lights. So again,
you could tell me they got everything wrong, and I believe. Yeah,
I'm just saying the Southern Aurora is not green and blue like that. Like,
how far away from Santa's village are they?
They're South Pole.
Yeah. I don't know, as far away.
Really, I always thought he was to the North Pole.
Yeah, this was in the South Pole. That's where.
Oh, these guys are in the South Pole. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, where all the land is. Not
so very, very, very far away.
Literally as far away as they could be.
Yeah, pretty much Point Nemo of away from Santa's workshop.
Literally as far as they can be away from that. I can't describe how stupid this fucking episode is. It's baffling.
It hurts.
I hated everything.
It hurts so bad. It really does.
I think the real kicker, the real topper for me was just how terrible Joel McHale was in it, though.
Yeah.
Because you just expect so much more from him, and then he just fucking flopped.
Well, the problem is they gave him no action to do. He just has to spat out exposition because the episode is only 30 minutes.
Which
he has to describe what an octopus is doing.
To be fair, that's what he's known for. So the fact that he doesn't do anything with that and falls flat like he did is kind of a letdown, because I mean that's what he does on his TV show, is the Joel McHale show. That's what he does on Soup or whatever. That's what he does on Community. He's that guy.
Yeah, it's funny. Like the one recording I haven't played from this. I literally labeled it so Joel spells out the entire episode.
This episode, it feels like it was written on a legal pad, and like the sheets of the legal pad that it was written on was like literally taped in front of the camera, and the actors were reading the text on the legal pad into the camera.
There's only one time where he does any inflection with his voice. He kind of starts to get a louder and yells, and then he goes right back to octopus stole your cell phone.
He was playing that scientist role, and all scientists are very dull and boring, apparently.
With great abs.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Octopus, Matrix. Yeah. Neo, you are the one. Yeah. Got it. Wrap it. Print.
Anything else you guys want to say about this episode? Any other plot points we didn't get to?
Fuck this episode.
Fuck this episode. Also, wait a second. Hold on. Wait, I forgot one thing. Shut up, Frank. We haven't done that today.
There it is. Yay. I love that.
Got him.
Okay, you can take it down.
Yeah. Right. Merch is available at RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com.
No. LIW Studios. Yeah.
At the expense of RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com.
So I'm Phoenixipus Westicles.
I'm Frank, 8-inch long links.
I'm Jansen, fuck Octopi Carlin.
I'm Adam Octopusifier Wilcox.
All right, let's do plugs and get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Plug time. Jansen wishes to plug, apparently, RedDragonsRadio.com. Adam wishes to plug RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com and on YouTube for movie reviews and pop culture discussions. Frank wishes to get plugged in a Holiday Inn for hours and hours. Oh, and also in the Sports Car Podcast, Way Off Topic Radio Podcast. Phoenix wishes to plug LIWstudios.com for all of our videos and podcasts from Loitering in Wonderland. Send us your 2019 Twilight Zone Season 2 thoughts in writing or audio to loiteringinwonderland@gmail.com. Or tweet us at LIW the TZ Review. We will read and or play them on the podcast next time. Until next time, and in the meantime, I am Phoenix West. Joined by Frank Links, Adam Wilcox, and Jansen Carlin. So long, citizens. Shut off the fucking podcast now.
Now.
Do it.
Can't wait till next week.
Oh, God. Are we clear?